Last month, a soccer mom got handcuffed in her own driveway for something she'd done 1,000 times before. And you probably did it this week too. Most Americans have no clue they're committing crimes daily, thinking they're perfectly within their rights. What she did seemed so innocent, yet it landed her in jail overnight. 1. Driving just 1 mile per hour over the speed limit near a school can land you in handcuffs. Police don't care if you were distracted by your phone or running late for work. School zones have zero-tolerance policies that make regular speed limits look friendly. Those flashing yellow lights aren't suggestions. They're warnings that cops are watching. Some officers camp out specifically to catch drivers who think just a little faster won't matter. The posted limit drops for a reason, and ignorance won't save you from arrest. 2. That half-empty beer bottle rolling around your car floor could destroy your weekend plans. Open container laws don't distinguish between the driver and passengers. Everyone gets arrested. Even if the bottle belongs to your friend who jumped out 10 minutes ago, you're still responsible. Police officers have heard every excuse imaginable, from "it's just a sip" to "we were cleaning up after a party." Zero tolerance means exactly that. Some states will arrest you for a bottle that's been empty for hours but still smells like alcohol. 3. Your innocent camping knife might be illegal the moment you cross city limits. States have wildly different rules about blade length, and what's legal in rural Montana could mean arrest in downtown Chicago. Switchblades are banned almost everywhere, but even regular pocket knives can trigger weapons charges if they're too long or carried the wrong way. Police don't care if you forgot it was in your pocket from last weekend's hiking trip. That multi-tool your grandfather gave you, it might be contraband depending on where you're standing. 4. Connecting to your neighbor's unsecured Wi-Fi network isn't just rude, it's theft in many states. Piggybacking on someone else's internet connection can result in computer crime charges, even if they never bothered to set a password. Police have arrested people for this exact thing, treating it the same as stealing cable TV. The fact that the network was wide open doesn't matter legally. Some states consider it theft of services, while others classify it as unauthorized computer access. Either way, you could face fines or jail time. 5. Handing out sandwiches to homeless people without the right paperwork can get you arrested. Cities across America require permits for anyone serving food in public spaces, even with the best intentions. Religious groups and charities get shut down regularly for lacking proper documentation. The rules exist for health and safety reasons, but police don't care about your good intentions when they're writing tickets. Some cities specifically target large gatherings in parks where volunteers distribute meals. Even bringing your own food to share requires jumping through legal hoops first. 6. Taking that perfect seashell home from your beach vacation could result in criminal charges. Many coastal states strictly prohibit removing natural materials from beaches, treating it as theft of public resources. Hawaii and Florida are especially aggressive about enforcement, with hefty fines and possible jail time for violators. Those tourist shops selling shells, they have special permits you don't possess. Park rangers and local police regularly patrol beaches looking for people stuffing their pockets with sand dollars and coral pieces. The ecosystem protection laws don't make exceptions for souvenirs. 7. Setting up rain barrels in your backyard might be illegal depending on your zip code. Some states consider rainwater collection as theft from municipal water systems or interference with natural water rights. Even small containers can violate local ordinances that most homeowners never hear about. Western states are particularly strict about water collection, while eastern states tend to be more lenient. Violations can result in fines, equipment confiscation, or both. The laws change frequently based on drought conditions and local politics, making it nearly impossible to stay current on regulations. 8. Dumpster diving sounds harmless enough, right? You're just grabbing stuff people threw away. But many cities have made it completely illegal to dig through any dumpster, public or private. Police can hit you with trespassing charges if you're on someone else's property. Even worse, they might slap you with theft charges because that trash technically still belongs to the property owner until garbage collection picks it up. Health and safety violations get tossed in too, since officials worry about people spreading diseases or making messes. 9. Wearing a mask in public might seem perfectly normal after recent years, but several southern states still have old anti-mask laws on the books. These laws were originally written to stop Klan members from hiding their identities during rallies and cross burnings. While some states temporarily lifted these bans during the pandemic, others kept them in place or brought them back quickly. Medical exceptions exist in theory, but they're surprisingly rare and hard to prove. Getting arrested for wearing a mask sounds ridiculous, but it happens more often than you'd think. 10. Your weekly poker night with friends could land everyone in jail. Social gambling is illegal in most states, even when it's just buddies playing for pocket change in someone's living room. Police do raid home games, especially if neighbors complain about cars parked everywhere or people coming and going at odd hours. The "we're not really gambling" defense doesn't work either. Even games where people claim no money changes hands can get prosecuted if police think otherwise. Some states have tiny exceptions for social games, but the rules are so narrow that most home games still violate them. 11. Picking wildflowers during a hike seems innocent, but you could be breaking serious laws. Every state maintains a protected species list, and picking the wrong flower can result in hefty fines or even jail time. Some parks ban picking any plant life whatsoever, regardless of how common it looks. Taking seeds counts as harvesting too, which is just as illegal as taking the whole plant. Park rangers and conservation officers take these violations seriously, especially in areas where endangered species are making a comeback. That pretty flower could cost you hundreds of dollars and a criminal record. 12. Jaywalking gets treated like a real crime in many cities, not just a minor infraction. Los Angeles police hand out tickets regularly for crossing against signals or outside crosswalks. Repeat offenders can actually face arrest and court appearances. The fines start small but pile up quickly, and some cities use jaywalking stops as excuses to check for other violations. Saying you didn't know the crosswalk rules won't help your case either. Police expect everyone to understand basic pedestrian laws, even tourists visiting from places with different rules. Those painted lines aren't suggestions. 13. Flashing your headlights to warn other drivers about speed traps ahead feels like common courtesy, but it's illegal in several states. Police view it as interfering with law enforcement operations, which can result in tickets or even criminal charges. Courts have gone back and forth on whether headlight flashing counts as free speech, but citing the First Amendment rarely gets you out of trouble. Some states explicitly allow it, while others ban it completely. The safest bet is to keep your hands off those high beams, even when you spot a patrol car hiding behind trees up ahead. 14. Feeding ducks at the park is banned in most cities across America. These laws exist to protect both animals and people from problems caused by artificial feeding. Ducks become dependent on human food, which makes them sick and aggressive. Parks enforce these rules with fines that can reach several $100s. National parks take wildlife feeding especially seriously, with federal charges possible for repeat offenders. Even accidentally dropping food counts as feeding if animals eat it. Those "don't feed the wildlife" signs aren't just polite suggestions. They're backed by real legal consequences that can ruin your day. 15. Cigarette butts aren't just trash. They're crime evidence waiting to happen. Most people flick them without thinking twice, but cities like New York and San Francisco treat every butt as littering. That's a $50 to $1,000 fine per piece. Gum gets the same treatment. Stick it under a bench. That's vandalism in some places. Camera patrols in downtown areas catch repeat offenders. Community service hours pile up fast. Zero tolerance means exactly that. 16. Ever pop a pill from your weekly organizer in public? Bad move. Police see loose pills as drug dealing evidence. Even your daily vitamin can trigger an arrest if it's not in the original bottle. The law requires prescription labels, dosage info, and your name visible at all times. One Advil in a baggie? That looks like distribution to cops. Some states demand photo ID matching the prescription name. Pharmacists warn about this, but nobody listens until handcuffs click. 17. Sharing leftover antibiotics with family feels helpful, right? Wrong. It's drug distribution under federal law. Your spouse's back pain doesn't justify handing over your leftover Percocet. That's a felony in most states. Even splitting ADHD medication between siblings counts as illegal distribution. Doctors get prosecuted for enabling this behavior. The just helping defense crumbles in court every time. Opioid sharing carries the harshest penalties, sometimes matching dealer sentences. 18. Your backyard isn't a no-fly zone, but drone laws pretend it is. Flying over someone's property without permission violates privacy laws in 37 states. The FAA regulates airspace, but local ordinances ban unauthorized flights entirely. Many cities confiscate drones on the first offense. Homeowners can sue for invasion of privacy, even if you're just taking scenic photos. Recording people through windows? That's criminal surveillance. Drone registration expires annually. Miss that deadline and face federal fines. 19. Dropping F-bombs in public can land you in actual jail. Small towns love dusting off old profanity laws, especially near schools or churches. Police use disturbing the peace as the catch-all charge. Swearing at a Little League game? That's disorderly conduct in Texas. Some places fine $200 per curse word. The laws seem ridiculous until you're explaining them to a judge. Most cops ignore casual swearing, but angry public outbursts get prosecuted regularly. 20. That glowing 5-star review you wrote for your cousin's restaurant? Federal crime territory? The FTC treats fake reviews as deceptive business practices. Companies hire investigators to track down fraudulent reviewers. They sue for lost revenue, sometimes reaching 6-figure damages. Some states classify fake reviews as consumer fraud, a misdemeanor with real jail time. Even positive lies count as fraud. Businesses can press criminal charges if they prove financial harm from false reviews. 21. American tourists get arrested abroad for innocent behavior all the time. Holding hands in Dubai? That's public indecency, punishable by jail. Kissing in public violates decency laws across the Middle East and parts of Asia. U.S. embassies can't override local customs or laws. Your constitutional rights don't travel internationally. Some countries jail couples for sharing hotel rooms without marriage certificates. Embassy help means phone calls and lawyer referrals, not magical legal immunity. Research local laws before traveling anywhere. 22. Most people assume they have a grace period when they move. Wrong. Every single state in America requires you to update your driver's license address within a specific time frame after relocating. Some states give you just 5 days, others allow up to 30. Miss that deadline by even 1 day, your license can be suspended immediately. Police officers run routine checks during traffic stops, and an outdated address creates problems fast. Insurance companies use this mismatch to deny claims too. 23. That little sticker on your license plate isn't just a suggestion. Police departments across the country have gotten serious about expired registrations and inspections. Even being 1 day late can result in an immediate ticket and potential vehicle impoundment. Some officers won't care about your excuse or temporary situation. Multiple violations in certain states can lead to arrest warrants. The worst part? Some states offer convenient online renewal options, but many people simply forget until it's too late. 24. Texting while driving has become one of the most aggressively enforced traffic violations in America. 48 states have banned it outright, with penalties ranging from hefty fines to license suspension. Police officers are trained to spot drivers holding phones, and many departments use unmarked vehicles specifically for this enforcement. Teen drivers face the strictest penalties, and violations near school zones often carry doubled fines. Hands-free devices aren't always enough either. Some states require complete voice activation. 25. Dog owners often discover leash laws the hard way. Most cities have strict regulations requiring dogs to be leashed in public spaces, parks, and playgrounds. Police regularly patrol popular dog areas and issue citations for loose animals. When a dog running free causes any kind of incident or complaint, owners face much more serious charges. The "my dog is friendly" defense doesn't work in court. Animal control officers treat leash violations as public nuisance cases, and repeat offenders can face criminal charges. 26. New Year's Eve celebrations turn deadly when people fire guns into the air. This practice is illegal everywhere in the United States, including rural areas where gun ownership is common. Those bullets don't disappear magically. They come down with enough force to kill or seriously injure innocent people. Police departments coordinate special enforcement operations during holidays, specifically targeting celebratory gunfire. Getting caught means immediate arrest, gun confiscation, and charges of reckless endangerment. The penalties increase dramatically if someone gets hurt. 27. Fake identification documents carry serious federal penalties that most young people don't understand. Any forged government document triggers charges of forgery, fraud, and false impersonation. Bars and clubs work closely with local police to catch underage drinkers using fake IDs. The penalties extend far beyond a simple misdemeanor. College students face expulsion, scholarship loss, and permanent criminal records. Repeat offenses can escalate to felony charges. Even possessing someone else's real ID can result in identity theft charges. 28. Home bakers thinking about selling their creations need to understand cottage food laws first. These regulations vary drastically from state to state, with some requiring full commercial kitchen inspections and food handler certifications. Selling baked goods at farmers markets, online, or even to neighbors can trigger hefty fines and possible arrest if done without proper permits. Health departments take food safety seriously, and home kitchens rarely meet commercial standards. Some states allow limited home sales, but the rules are complex and constantly changing. 29. Police don't mess around with loitering laws. Standing too long outside a store? That's enough. Hanging out near a bus stop without actually waiting for a bus? Arrest time. These laws exist to prevent crime and control crowds, but they're incredibly vague. What counts as too long depends entirely on the officer's mood. Some cities use loitering charges to clear homeless people from downtown areas. The weird part is you don't even need to be doing anything wrong. Just existing in the wrong place at the wrong time can land you in handcuffs. 30. Your boss might seem understanding about sick days, but faking illness crosses into criminal territory fast. Forging doctor's notes is document fraud. Using fake symptoms to collect paid leave becomes theft of services. Companies track patterns, and some hire investigators to follow suspicious employees. Insurance fraud charges kick in if medical benefits get involved. The penalties depend on how much money you stole through fake sick time. Even a few $100s can trigger prosecution. Employers who press charges often do it to send a message to other workers. Makes sense, right? 31. Those big red stop signs on school buses aren't suggestions. Every state treats this violation seriously, with fines reaching thousands of dollars. Cameras mounted on buses record license plates automatically. Even if no kids are around, the law still applies. Rural roads offer no exceptions. The penalties get brutal if an accident occurs. Some states add points to your license that can trigger suspension. Police set up sting operations using unmarked buses during back-to-school season. Getting caught means explaining to a judge why you couldn't wait 30 seconds for children's safety. 32. That jury summons in your mailbox isn't optional reading. Courts consider it legally served once it hits your address. Ignoring it equals contempt of court, which judges take personally. Penalties start with hefty fines but can escalate to jail time. The excuse about not receiving it rarely works. Some jurisdictions issue arrest warrants for no-shows. Valid excuses exist, but they must be approved by a judge beforehand. Repeat offenders face increasingly harsh consequences. Well, the system needs jurors to function, so they'll make sure you show up one way or another. 33. Breathalyzer refusal seems like a smart move until you realize the consequences. Most states have implied consent laws, meaning your license automatically gets suspended. The refusal often gets used against you in court anyway. Officers can still arrest you and request blood tests. Some states add extra penalties specifically for refusing. First-time offenders still go to jail. The suspension period for refusal sometimes exceeds the penalty for actually failing the test. And the weird part is, refusing doesn't actually prevent them from proving you were drunk. It just makes everything worse for you legally. 34. Railroad tracks aren't public sidewalks, even when they look abandoned. They're private property owned by rail companies. Walking, sitting, or taking photos can result in federal trespassing charges. Engineers report trespassers regularly. Police patrol popular spots where people ignore warning signs. The penalties aren't just fines. Jail time applies for repeat violations. Then there's the safety factor that makes enforcement stricter. Every year, trespassing accidents prompt crackdowns. Even photography enthusiasts get arrested for those Instagram-worthy shots. Federal law doesn't care about your artistic vision when it comes to railroad safety. 35. Pointing laser pointers at aircraft triggers federal felony charges immediately. The FBI investigates every reported incident. Pilots lose vision temporarily, creating genuine safety emergencies. Both commercial planes and police helicopters are frequent targets. Maximum sentences reach 5 years in federal prison. Even accidental pointing breaks the law. Kids using laser toys near airports face the same charges as adults. The light travels much farther than most people realize. Conviction means a permanent federal criminal record. Law enforcement takes these cases seriously because lives are literally at stake when pilots can't see during critical flight phases. 36. Federal buildings take photography seriously. Armed guards don't mess around when they see cameras or phones pointed in restricted directions. What seems like innocent tourist shots can trigger immediate security responses. Some buildings allow lobby photos, others ban everything completely. The rules aren't posted clearly everywhere, so visitors often learn the hard way. Guards have authority to detain, question, and even arrest depending on the building's security level and current threat status. 37. Child support doesn't disappear when times get tough. Courts issue arrest warrants for parents who fall behind on payments, regardless of job loss or financial hardship. The system tracks every missed payment electronically. Well, what happens next? Police can arrest you at work, home, or during routine traffic stops. Some states suspend driver's licenses, making it even harder to earn money. Federal marshals get involved when parents cross state lines to avoid payments. 38. Peaceful protests still need paperwork. Cities require permits for most public gatherings, even small ones with good intentions. Organizers who skip the permit process face immediate shutdown and arrest. The application process can take weeks, assuming officials approve the request. Then there's the location restrictions. Government buildings, busy intersections, and private property remain off-limits regardless of your message. Police monitor social media to identify unpermitted events before they start. 39. Handicap parking enforcement uses technology now. Police scan license plates with handheld devices that instantly verify permit authenticity. Fake tags, expired permits, or unauthorized use trigger automatic fines. The penalties keep climbing with each violation. But why such strict enforcement? Disabled individuals often struggle to find available accessible spaces. Some officers specialize entirely in parking violations, checking dozens of vehicles daily. Repeat offenders can face jail time in certain jurisdictions. 40. Marijuana laws create confusion across state borders. What's perfectly legal in Colorado becomes a felony 20 miles away in neighboring states. Federal agents can still arrest anyone anywhere since marijuana remains federally illegal. Airport security, national parks, and federal buildings enforce zero-tolerance policies. And the weird part is possession charges stick even in states moving toward legalization. Police don't always know the latest law changes, leading to unnecessary arrests and court battles. 41. Fireworks regulations vary wildly between neighboring cities. What's legal to buy doesn't automatically mean legal to use. Many states allow sales but ban actual fireworks displays by private citizens. Police increase patrols during holidays, confiscating illegal fireworks and issuing citations. Bringing fireworks across state lines violates federal explosives transportation laws. The penalties escalate quickly when injuries occur or property gets damaged. Even sparklers face restrictions in drought-prone areas due to fire risks. 42. Phone recording laws trap unsuspecting people daily. 12 states require consent from everyone on the call before recording begins. Recording without permission can result in felony charges and significant fines. Family disputes, business calls, and even casual conversations fall under these strict rules. Makes sense, right? Privacy expectations vary dramatically between states. Some allow one-party consent, others demand written agreements. Police use these laws to prosecute everything from workplace harassment documentation to divorce evidence gathering. 43. Selling fake designer handbags at a flea market might seem harmless, but federal trademark laws don't care about your good intentions. Street vendors get arrested regularly, especially in tourist areas where undercover agents patrol. The penalties are serious, years in prison for repeat offenders. Even calling something a replica can trigger an investigation. Online sales aren't safer either. Agents track counterfeit goods across platforms, building cases that lead to federal court. 44. That emergency lane isn't your personal express route when traffic gets thick. Shoulders are reserved for first responders only, and police monitor highways with cameras now. The fines are steep, but blocking an ambulance or fire truck turns into criminal charges. Your excuse about being late to work won't impress the judge. Some states have zero-tolerance policies that mean immediate arrest for repeat violators. 45. Not every beach welcomes your furry friend, even on a leash. Some coastal areas ban dogs completely, year-round, with local police enforcing strict pet regulations. Service animals get exemptions, but emotional support pets don't always qualify. The fines add up quickly if you ignore posted signs. Seasonal restrictions confuse many visitors who assume summer rules apply all year long. 46. Cranking your car stereo to maximum volume can land you in legal trouble fast. Noise ordinances give police the authority to use decibel meters and issue citations. They can even impound your vehicle in extreme cases. Residential neighborhoods see the strictest enforcement, especially after dark. That bass-heavy music might sound great to you, but your neighbors and local law enforcement disagree completely. 47. Letting your teenagers' friends drink at your house isn't legally safer than them partying elsewhere. Social host laws make parents criminally liable for underage drinking, even with good intentions. Police regularly raid house parties, arresting adults who furnished alcohol to minors. Your reasoning about providing a controlled environment won't hold up in court. The charges stick whether you bought the alcohol or just allowed it. 48. Bringing back that delicious prosciutto from your European vacation can trigger serious legal problems. U.S. Customs bans many foods, and violations mean hefty fines or even arrest. Unpasteurized cheeses, fresh fruits, and cured meats top the prohibited list. The agricultural inspectors don't care about your culinary souvenirs. Those expensive specialty items get confiscated, and you get a federal citation that follows you forever. 49. Ripping down political campaign signs you disagree with counts as theft and vandalism, period. Even signs on your own property might belong to someone else legally. The charges range from misdemeanor theft to felony property damage, depending on the value. Your political beliefs don't justify destroying other people's property. Repeat offenses escalate quickly, and election season brings increased police patrol specifically watching for sign vandalism. 50. Climbing cell towers might seem like harmless urban exploration, but federal law treats it as critical infrastructure tampering. Even carrying basic tools near these structures can upgrade your charges significantly. The government doesn't mess around when it comes to communication networks. Trespassing penalties can reach years in prison, not just a slap on the wrist. Power lines fall under similar rules. Drones are also banned from flying near these areas, so don't think remote access is safer. 51. Fire bans during dry seasons aren't suggestions. They're enforceable laws with serious teeth. Accidentally starting a wildfire can land you in prison for years while facing astronomical fines that could bankrupt most families. Grills, fire pits, and even fireworks count under these restrictions. State and county websites update ban status regularly, but ignorance won't save you in court. One stray ember can destroy thousands of acres and make you financially responsible for every dollar of damage caused. 52. Sharing your Netflix password with friends feels harmless, but some states classify it as theft of services. Platforms are cracking down harder on password sharing, and mass distribution can trigger serious legal consequences. Federal law already covers large-scale piracy operations. The tricky part? Laws haven't caught up with casual sharing between family members yet. Most personal sharing flies under the radar, but selling access to streaming accounts definitely crosses legal lines that prosecutors will pursue aggressively. 53. National parks enforce entry hours with federal police patrols that don't joke around. Climbing fences or entering closed areas after hours means facing federal court, not local traffic court. Park rangers have arrest powers and use them regularly. Endangering wildlife during your unauthorized visit makes charges even more severe. Well, the scenery might be beautiful, but federal prosecutors aren't impressed by your Instagram photos. These cases move through federal court systems where penalties tend to be much harsher than state alternatives. 54. Gift cards seem innocent, but selling stolen ones can trigger felony fraud charges regardless of dollar amounts involved. Retailers report card numbers to police databases that track suspicious activity. Pawn shops must verify legitimacy before accepting any cards for trade. Even claiming you found gift cards doesn't protect you from stolen property charges. Makes sense, right? Law enforcement treats these cases seriously because gift card fraud costs businesses millions annually and often connects to larger criminal operations. 55. Faking a service dog vest is fraud. Plain and simple. Only properly trained and certified animals qualify for legal protection under disability laws. Airlines and hotels increasingly check documentation to catch violators. The charges? Fraud or disability impersonation, both carrying real jail time. Real service dogs undergo extensive training that costs thousands of dollars, but the legal consequences go beyond fines. You're literally stealing accommodations meant for people with genuine disabilities who depend on their animals. 56. Keeping Social Security payments after someone dies constitutes federal fraud with harsh penalties. Funeral homes automatically report deaths to Social Security, but some relatives try hiding the death temporarily. Bank accounts get checked regularly by government systems designed to catch this exact crime. Even family members face prosecution when caught. The government takes these cases seriously because every fraudulent payment costs taxpayers money. Fines and jail time await anyone who thinks they can outsmart federal tracking systems. 57. Many cities treat sleeping in your car like you're running an illegal campground. Police patrol rest stops, Walmart parking lots, and quiet residential streets, specifically looking for overnight sleepers. Tourist towns are especially harsh because they don't want undesirable visitors staying for free. The fines start small, but escalate quickly. Get caught 3 times in some places and you're looking at jail time, not just tickets. 58. The Postal Service doesn't mess around with dangerous packages. Mail a can of spray paint to your friend? That's a federal crime. Ship old phone batteries without proper labeling? Same thing. Even nail polish and certain perfumes are banned from regular mail. The penalties aren't just fines either. Large shipments of restricted items can land you in federal prison. Postal inspectors take this stuff seriously and have arrest powers. 59. Landlords and hotel managers face criminal charges when smoke detectors get disabled on their watch. It's not just about fire safety regulations. When someone removes batteries or covers the sensors, property owners become legally responsible. Fire marshals conduct surprise inspections and fine heavily for violations. In some states, disabling a smoke detector is treated like tampering with emergency equipment. Even tenants can face charges for messing with the devices. 60. Carrying large amounts of cash makes you look suspicious to police, even when the money is completely legal. Civil asset forfeiture laws let officers seize cash if they think it might be connected to drug dealing or other crimes. You have to prove the money is legitimate, not the other way around. Some travelers lose thousands of dollars this way. The cash gets tied up in legal battles for months or years while you fight to get it back. 61. Text messages leave permanent digital evidence that prosecutors love using in court. Sending threatening messages to classmates, ex-partners, or co-workers can result in federal cyberbullying charges. Schools work directly with police to track down students who send threatening texts. The anonymity people think they have online disappears quickly when law enforcement gets involved. Even messages sent from fake accounts get traced back to the sender through phone records and IP addresses. 62. Pulling fire alarms as a prank isn't just a school discipline issue anymore. Fire departments charge thousands of dollars for false alarm responses. Students get arrested and face felony charges for causing panic in crowded buildings. Dorms and apartment complexes have security cameras focused on alarm pulls specifically to catch violators. The penalties get worse if the false alarm causes injuries during evacuation. Second offenses almost always mean jail time, not just fines. 63. The IRS prosecutes regular people for tax evasion, not just millionaires hiding money overseas. Missing even 1 year of filing can trigger criminal charges if they think you're deliberately avoiding taxes. Interest and penalties compound quickly, turning a small tax bill into a massive debt. Tax evasion is a felony that can result in years in federal prison. The government has unlimited time and resources to pursue these cases, making it nearly impossible to hide from them. 64. Libraries used to be quiet places where the worst thing you could do was talk too loud. Now they're debt collection agencies with arrest powers. Fail to return a book in some cities, and you're looking at theft of public property charges on your permanent record. The fine print on your library card? It's basically a contract saying you'll face criminal prosecution if you don't bring back that romance novel. Your local librarian isn't just checking out books anymore. They're building cases against you. 65. You'd think flying a flag would be about freedom of expression, right? Not when it comes to government buildings. Try hanging anything other than officially approved flags over federal property, and you're facing trespassing or vandalism charges. Protesters learned this the hard way during rallies. Police don't care about your political message or cultural pride. The flag code isn't just a suggestion, it's enforceable law with real consequences. Even temporary displays during permitted events can trigger arrests if the wrong flag goes up. 66. That guitar-playing guy on the street corner, he might be breaking the law. Most cities require permits for busking, and unlicensed street performances can lead to fines or arrest. Tourist hotspots are especially strict about this. Police patrol areas where crowds gather looking for unauthorized entertainers. The moment you set up that amp or start drawing a crowd, you're on their radar. Some cities create designated free zones for performers, but step outside those boundaries and you're risking criminal charges for simply entertaining people. 67. Your gun might be perfectly legal in your home state, but cross the wrong border and you're suddenly a criminal. Firearm laws vary wildly between states, and what's allowed in Texas might get you arrested in New York. Airport security catches travelers all the time who forgot about ammunition in their luggage. Unloaded and locked requirements differ everywhere. Some states ban entire categories of weapons that are common elsewhere. The "I didn't know" defense doesn't work when you're facing federal weapons charges. 68. Remember when staying home was just called being lazy? During health emergencies, ignoring quarantine orders becomes a criminal offense. Public health officials have broad powers to detain people who violate isolation requirements. This isn't just about businesses. Individual citizens can be arrested and forcibly quarantined. Judges back up these orders with jail time. The penalties increase based on how much risk you pose to public safety. Your personal freedom takes a back seat when disease outbreaks threaten community health. 69. That little sticker on your license plate has an exact expiration date, and police take it seriously. Even one day late can trigger an automatic ticket from plate-reading cameras. Officers don't give grace periods or accept excuses about busy schedules. Repeat violations in some states lead to arrest warrants, not just more fines. Temporary tags often have stricter rules than regular registrations. The DMV computer doesn't care about your good intentions. Expired means expired, and the consequences start immediately. 70. Sharing intimate photos without permission isn't just cruel, it's criminal. Revenge porn laws are getting stricter nationwide, with charges ranging from harassment to sexual exploitation. Victims can sue for damages in civil court while prosecutors handle the criminal case. Police are taking these crimes more seriously than ever before. The arrests are happening across all demographics, not just angry ex-boyfriends. These laws exist to protect privacy in an age where digital photos can destroy lives instantly. 71. Throwing a soda can off a highway overpass might seem harmless, but police treat it like attempted murder. Even a penny can crack a windshield at highway speeds. A rock? That's potentially deadly. Officers regularly patrol known trouble spots where kids gather. Security cameras catch most incidents. The charges are serious: reckless endangerment, assault with a deadly weapon, or worse if someone gets hurt. No judge cares if you were just messing around. 72, your city probably has a law about snow removal, and ignoring it can get expensive fast. Most places give you 24 to 48 hours after snowfall stops. Then comes the ticket. Some cities charge you for hiring crews to clear your sidewalk, plus penalties. Repeat offenders face court dates and bigger fines. The logic is simple. Blocked sidewalks force pedestrians into dangerous streets. Your elderly neighbor slipping on ice? That's a lawsuit waiting to happen too. 73. Police can instantly check if your car is insured during any traffic stop. No coverage means your vehicle gets towed immediately. Your license gets suspended on the spot. Some states require you to carry physical proof of insurance at all times. Digital cards on your phone usually work, but dead batteries don't impress officers. Getting caught multiple times can mean jail. The fines pile up quickly, and impound fees make everything worse. It's cheaper to just buy the insurance. 74. Making fake store coupons is serious business to federal prosecutors. Companies lose millions annually to coupon fraud. They hire investigators to track down counterfeiters. Even sharing fake digital codes online can trigger charges. The grocery store cashier who accepts your bogus coupon might call security. Manufacturers work with police to catch repeat offenders. What starts as saving a few dollars on cereal can end with felony fraud charges and years in prison. 75. Supermarkets spend thousands replacing stolen shopping carts every year. Taking one home is theft, period. Many stores now use wheel locking systems that stop carts at property lines. Others have GPS trackers. Loss prevention teams watch parking lots carefully. Getting caught with a cart off property means charges, even if you plan to return it. Some cities find people found with abandoned carts. The store doesn't care about your good intentions after the fact. 76. That creepy abandoned hospital looks perfect for photography, but entering it is still breaking and entering. Property owners post no trespassing signs for good reasons. Structural damage, asbestos, squatters. Police sometimes stake out popular urban exploration spots. Falling through rotten floors doesn't make trespassing legal. Prosecutors charge explorers with burglary if they take anything, even rusty doorknobs, as souvenirs. Insurance won't cover injuries sustained while committing crimes. Instagram photos aren't worth criminal records or hospital bills. 77. Calling 911 as a prank wastes resources that real emergencies need. Dispatchers trace every call's location automatically. Police and paramedics respond to fake calls, leaving other areas uncovered. The penalties are harsh: fines, jail time, and restitution for emergency response costs. Parents get billed when kids make prank calls from home phones. Repeat offenders face felony charges. During real disasters, fake calls can literally cost lives by diverting first responders from genuine emergencies. 78. Most cities ban burning trash in your backyard. The smoke violates air quality laws. Even a small pile can trigger fines. Your neighbors will call the fire department faster than you think. Police treat this as an environmental crime, not just a nuisance. Hazardous materials like batteries or electronics make it worse. Rural areas might seem relaxed, but they have rules too. That innocent trash fire could land you in court with hefty penalties. 79. Public urination seems harmless until you get arrested. Many states classify it as public indecency. Some cities install hidden cameras near popular spots. Bars and stadiums are enforcement hotspots. The real kicker? Repeat offenses can put you on the sex offender registry. Yeah, you read that right. What starts as a desperate bathroom break becomes a permanent criminal record. Police don't care about your excuse or emergency situation. It is at all. 80. Fake license plates fool nobody these days. Police scanners check every plate electronically within seconds. The crime covers forgery, fraud, and registration evasion all at once. Your car gets impounded immediately. State troopers watch for suspicious plates during major events. Even temporary or expired plates from rentals get extra scrutiny. The fines pile up fast, and jail time becomes likely. That creative workaround just became your biggest legal headache of the year. 81. Harassing debt collectors backfire spectacularly. They record every single call you make. Repeated angry calls become criminal harassment charges. Threatening language escalates to intimidation crimes. Police get involved when collectors feel unsafe. The debt doesn't disappear, but criminal charges multiply your problems. Written disputes work better legally. Your rage-filled phone calls just handed them more ammunition against you. Smart collectors know exactly how to use these recordings in court. 82. Sitting on public monuments breaks more laws than you think. City ordinances protect these structures aggressively. Even innocent photo ops draw police attention. National landmarks have federal protection and surveillance cameras everywhere. Damage charges apply even if you didn't mean harm. The fines surprise most people with their severity. Guards watch for unusual activity constantly. That Instagram shot just became expensive evidence against you. Monuments aren't public furniture, despite what tourists believe about them. 83. Metal detecting on protected land triggers felony charges fast. Archaeological sites have strict federal protection. Found artifacts legally belong to the government, not you. Reporting discoveries is required by law, not optional. High fines and jail time await violators. Even accidental fines must be reported immediately. Historical preservation laws don't care about your hobby. That innocent treasure hunt just became a federal crime. Park rangers and authorities monitor these areas more than people realize nowadays. 84. Selling tobacco to anyone under 21 violates federal law everywhere. Retailers face massive fines or complete shutdown. Undercover officers regularly test compliance at stores. Jail time hits repeat offenders hard. Vaping products and e-cigarettes count as tobacco now. Store employees need proper training and ID checking. The minimum age changed recently, catching many off guard. That quick sale to a young-looking customer just became a federal offense with serious consequences for everyone involved. 85. Filing a false police report isn't just frowned upon, it's a straight-up crime. You might think stretching the truth a little won't hurt anyone. Wrong. Police take false reports seriously because they waste resources and time that could be used for real emergencies. Even exaggerating details can land you in hot water. The cops aren't stupid either. They've heard every sob story and tall tale you can imagine, and they're pretty good at spotting lies. 86. Wearing a police uniform when you're not actually a cop? That's a one-way ticket to jail. Halloween costume or not, impersonating a public official is illegal in every state. The law doesn't care if you were just joking around or trying to impress someone at a party. Police badges, firefighter gear, even teacher credentials are all protected. People have been arrested at Halloween parties, protests, and even theatrical performances. The authorities don't find it funny when you pretend to be one of them. 87. Using someone else's handicap parking tag is fraud, plain and simple. Maybe your grandmother gave you hers to use while she's out of town. Doesn't matter. Those blue tags are tied to specific individuals, and using one illegally can result in hefty fines or even jail time. Police officers regularly check the validity of handicap permits, especially in busy shopping areas. Some people think they won't get caught, but modern technology makes it easier than ever to verify legitimate permits versus fake ones. 88. That cute little snake you bought online might be completely illegal in your state. Exotic pet laws are stricter than most people realize, and failing to properly contain or register your unusual pets can lead to serious trouble. When your neighbor calls animal control about the giant lizard sunbathing in your backyard, you better have the right paperwork. Some states require special permits for anything more exotic than a goldfish. Escaped exotic pets often make local news, and the owners usually end up in handcuffs. 89. Adding a deck to your house without getting the proper permits first is asking for trouble. Building codes exist for safety reasons, and skipping the inspection process is considered a misdemeanor in most places. Your nosy neighbor who reports every little thing? They're probably right to call the city about your unpermitted addition. Code enforcement officers have the authority to make you tear down structures that don't meet regulations. The permit might cost a few $100s, but rebuilding costs thousands. 90. Spitting on sidewalks might seem harmless, but many cities have laws against it. Public health codes treat spitting as unsanitary behavior that can spread disease. During flu seasons or other health emergencies, enforcement gets much stricter. Bus stops, train platforms, and busy downtown areas are common places where police will actually ticket people for spitting. The fine might only be $50, but it's still a citation that goes on your record. Some states even consider it a misdemeanor offense. 91. Taking photos at car accident scenes isn't just tasteless. It can actually get you arrested. Laws protecting victim privacy extend to crash sites, and police have the authority to restrict photography during active investigations. Sharing gruesome accident photos on social media can result in additional charges. Emergency responders need space to work, and curious bystanders with cameras often interfere with rescue efforts. Getting that perfect shot for your Instagram story isn't worth the potential legal consequences that could follow you around for years. 92. Hotels work closely with police when guests break rules. Sneaking pets into no-pet properties isn't just about cleaning fees anymore. Staff are trained to spot fake service animal vests and emotional support documentation. Getting caught means hefty damage charges, immediate eviction, and sometimes trespassing charges if you refuse to leave. Many hotel chains maintain shared databases of banned guests. One violation at a Holiday Inn could get you blacklisted from hundreds of properties nationwide. 93. Shopping malls, sports arenas, and public parks often ban specific clothing colors or symbols linked to local gangs. Wearing red or blue in certain neighborhoods can get you kicked out or arrested for trespassing. School districts enforce these dress codes aggressively, especially after recent gang violence. The rules get posted publicly, but tourists and newcomers miss them constantly. Police don't care if you bought the shirt innocently. To them, gang colors equal potential trouble, and they'll act accordingly. 94. Hanging a "Do Not Disturb" sign won't protect you from police raids or hotel investigations. Staff have master keys and legal authority to enter rooms when criminal activity is suspected. Hotels cooperate fully with law enforcement during drug investigations or noise complaints. Hidden security cameras monitor hallways for suspicious behavior. The sign might delay housekeeping, but it's useless against search warrants. Courts have ruled that hotel rooms don't provide the same privacy protections as your actual home. 95. Those bronze statues and marble monuments aren't jungle gyms, despite what Instagram suggests. Climbing on public monuments is criminal mischief in most cities. Even touching certain statues can trigger fines, especially at national memorials or historic sites. Police patrol tourist areas specifically looking for people posing inappropriately on protected structures. Damage to public art carries serious penalties. One scratch from your belt buckle could cost thousands in restoration fees. Some states treat monument vandalism as a felony offense. 96. Golf carts aren't toys when they hit public streets. Most states require them to meet highway safety standards, including lights, mirrors, and insurance coverage. Driving an unregistered cart on city roads can result in arrest for operating an uninsured motor vehicle. DUI laws apply to golf carts too. Police don't find it amusing when drunk drivers claim they were just having fun in a cart. Speed limits, traffic signals, and licensing requirements all apply once you leave private golf course property. 97. Many state and national parks have banned balloons to protect wildlife from choking hazards and environmental damage. Rangers patrol busy areas on weekends, issuing fines to families carrying prohibited items. The bans often extend to birthday parties and celebrations in park pavilions. Released balloons count as littering under environmental protection laws. Even biodegradable balloons are banned in some areas. Signs at park entrances list prohibited items, but most visitors don't read them until they're already being ticketed. 98. Scalping tickets above face value is illegal in many states, with specific dollar limits and licensing requirements for legal resellers. Police patrol outside concert venues and sports stadiums, confiscating tickets and issuing citations. Some states allow small markups, others ban resales entirely. Repeat offenders face jail time and permanent bans from venue properties. Online scalping isn't safer either. Undercover officers monitor resale websites and social media for violations. StubHub operates legally, but individuals selling on Facebook Marketplace often don't. 99. Major cities like New York, San Francisco, and Miami have cracked down hard on short-term rentals. You can't just throw your apartment on Airbnb anymore without jumping through serious legal hoops. The permits cost thousands, take months to get, and neighbors are basically deputized to snitch on you. Police actually raid illegal Airbnb operations now. One Miami landlord got arrested for running what they called an illegal hotel out of his condo building. The fines start at $1,000 per day and climb fast. 100. That cigarette you're lighting up could land you in handcuffs depending on where you're standing. Cities have gone nuts with smoking bans that cover everything from public parks to entire downtown areas. Beach boardwalks, college campuses, even some city sidewalks are off limits now. The cops don't always give warnings either. Los Angeles writes thousands of smoking tickets every year, and repeat offenders can actually get arrested. Vaping gets you busted too. Now, those little signs are everywhere, but half the time you don't notice them until it's too late. 101. Curfew violations aren't just for teenagers anymore, though they definitely get hit the hardest. Cities impose emergency curfews during protests, natural disasters, or even high crime periods that apply to everyone. Missed the announcement? Too bad. Police patrol specifically looking for curfew breakers, and they're not interested in excuses about working late or getting lost. Minors caught after curfew can end up in juvenile detention, while adults face arrest for violating emergency orders. Some neighborhoods have permanent curfews that locals forget to mention to visitors.